What's up, you guys? It's Grelastics from Prime Guard. I'm coming to you today with a Stamina NightBlade build. Um, this build has a lot of DPS, especially for single target. Works very well with group play as well. Now, this is a Lowbie build. This is not a vet build. So anybody will be able to do this, no problem. It's just with crafted gear. Um, when in-game rolls around, I will come up with an in-game build to coincide with it. Anyway, so we can get into the gear first. Really, all I'm running is 5 Hundings. You can see, I run Spell Penetration Sharpened, Spell and Armor Penetration for PvP. If I were doing PvE, I would obviously run Precise for your crit. So that's that. I've got 5 pieces Hundings, and that would be my 1 axe on my dual wield bar, my 2-hander, my chest piece, shoulders, belts, boots, legs. Now the armor is, as far as which order you have the armor, obviously that does not matter. And then I've got a 4-piece Night Silence, and my other hammer that I have is going to be Night Silence. I did that for the stam and stam recovery. And then for my jewelry, I just have stam recovery and max stam jewelry on, just Lowbie stuff. Come in game, like I said, I'll come up with another build for that, or a completed guide. Now, as far as my skills go, on my 2-hander bar, I've got, it's basically going to be your buff bar, and this is where you'll do everything that you need to increase your damage, to heal, etc. So let's get into that. I've got Dark Cloak as my first ability here. This is in the Shadow Tree. It's your first ability, and Dark Cloak is the morph. This is your cleanse. So you don't need a Templar around or anything like that. Say you get hit by a fire ballista, or you get an oh shit moment. You need to get out. Somebody's got a dot on you. You're fighting a DK. Pop yourself in a Dark Cloak. It cleanses, and you can get out of the problem. Shuffle is the next ability on our line here. This is the medium armor skill. This here will increase your dodge chance for 21 seconds, as well as increasing your CC and snare immunity by 0.5 seconds per piece of medium armor equipped, so you can get it up to another 4 seconds. It's a very good ability, especially in a 1v1 if you're fighting, say, another NightBlade or a Sorcerer who have a lot of CCs and snares. Piercing Mark, this is my anti-NightBlade ability here. It works very well for any aspect, really. It's almost got a 60-meter range that you can mark somebody with. If they do happen to die, it will heal you for almost half of your health. It does reduce their armor by 5,200 for spell and physical. But you can only do 1 person at a time. And it is a magicka dump, so use it sparingly. Rally, that's a 2-hander ability. It's the Morph of Momentum, which is your level 38 of your 2-hander tree ability. Costs 2,100 stamina. It basically is, this is your weapon damage buff. It increases your damage by 20%, and it's also a dot heal. Now, the way it works, if you want to heal yourself, you know, for me especially, since I don't have vigor, you get into a fight, you'll cast Rally beforehand, right? It lasts for 33 seconds. So, right before it's about to go out, don't let it run all the way out. If you do, it only does 1,100 heal, like it says right there. If you hit it just before, it does a very high burst heal. As you can see on the tooltip there, the final heal is increased by proportion of the length of time. So if you don't let it run out and you hit it right before it ends, you get a huge burst heal. You know, if you let it go, say 30 seconds, you've got almost a 6-7k heal non-crit. Then I'm running Camo Hunter. Obviously, this is the Fighters Guild ability. It's rank 7. I mainly use this for entering a fight. You know, I'll go stealth, I'll pierce mark them, rally, Camo Hunter up, swap back to my dual wield bar, burst them down. Now for my ult on this bar, I don't have another AoE ability, so I'm running Soul Tether, which is a morph of your Siphoning ultimate. When I get another one, I'll swap it out, probably for Shooting Star or Ice Comet, something like that. Anyway, this is a very good, you know, oh shit moment if you happen to get mobbed and you can panic hit it. It does very high damage, actually, and it will heal you for 5k per person. So that's the two-hander bar. Let me get into the dual wield. This is going to be your main DPS bar here. We'll go ahead and start with the ult on this. I've got Soul Harvest. Very good for single target. You hit them for almost 9k non-crit damage initially. Also increases your damage against them by another 20%, so you've got 40% with your rally up. It will also reduce the effectiveness of any healing they have. Great for Templars, trust me. They're such a pain in the ass. And every kill that you get generates almost 10 ultimate just for having this slotted. That means you only got to get 5 kills. Or, you know, a few light attacks in between a couple of kills, and you'll get your ult back. Very good for single target. This one here is a little controversial. You can change it out for anything from Hidden Blade to Blade Cloak. I'm using Summon Shade right now, just testing it because of the reduced target's damage. So in a 1v1 situation, it's very helpful. When I get the morph, it will allow me to teleport back to my shade. I haven't got it yet, obviously. I'm close. And this is your last shadow ability. It's very good. It's very good just for single target. Group play, I wouldn't advise using it. It is a magic dump, big time. Mass Hysteria. It's your fear. It's a big CC, AoE CC. Up to 3 enemies for 5 seconds, and it reduces their speed and reduces their damage. So it's a very, very good CC. It is. You can only cast this a few times, spamming. So I do not advise spamming. If you see the swirl around their feet, that means they're immune to any CC. So that is not the time to do that. If they do not have that, or when you initiate the fight, this is a very good ability to help you get that burst. This is in your Shadow Tree, I believe. Yes. And Mass Hysteria is the morph. I can't recall the original name. It's the 4th ability down. Very good. Very good. Steel Tornado I'm using as my AoE for group play and my execute. Simply because I feel that the sensitivity on the 1 is not fast enough. It does almost 3k non-crit and 100% additional damage against wounded targets. So it's a good AoE execute. It's not the best. For somebody who's not used to this, I'd use Killer's Blade, which is in your Assassin's Tree here. It'll heal you and does a little more damage. And it's got the same mark, costs less as well. Alright, your main attack here, your spammable ability, is going to be Surprise Attack. Does about 5,500 damage. It also causes Major Fracture, which will reduce their physical resist for almost 17 seconds. If you do this while you're stealth or invisible, it knocks them off balance and stuns them for approximately 4.5 seconds, which is very good, again, for helping you with that burst. Now, off balance and stunned is not a CC, so you can jump in stealth, surprise attack, and then immediately fear, and man, if they don't know what they're doing, you're going to have them dead. It's very good, spammable, low cost. It's got a little bit of range on it, so that's good. You don't have to be all up in their face. And the animation for it's pretty badass. Ambush is your gap closer here that I've... doesn't cost very much stamina. You've got a 22 meter range, which is not bad, not bad. You cannot jump up over walls or anything like that, but you can jump off of walls. I have ambushed somebody with Camo Hunter proc and killed them in one shot on my stream off of a postern tower. So you can jump down, you just can't go up. It will stun the enemy for 2 seconds. In PvE, it'll increase the damage of your next attack, so it's a lot like Wrecking Blow. So if you want to constantly keep it up, you're going to drain your stam, but you can ambush surprise attack, ambush surprise attack. It will work, but you will run out of stamina very fast. PvP, it will immobilize instead of stunning, so they'll just be held in place, but only for a second, so you have to be on your toes. Okay, so that's abilities. We can get into the champion points. In the Thief Tree, over here in the tower, I've got Warlord, reducing your stamina cost. Now, once you get it up to about 20% here, or when you put in about 20 points, it starts to get diminishing returns. So just keep that in mind. And then when you come over here, and I've got Mooncalf for my stam recovery, seeing as how I'm an Imperial, I don't have a whole lot of recovery. So that's what I've got there. If you're doing a lot of PvP, Tumbling is very good. Tumbling or Elusive. That way you'll be almost immediately out of CC, snares, any of that, and back into the fight at reduced cost. Very good for stamina builds if you're doing a lot of PvP. Into my mage tree, I've got all my points dumped into the ritual right now. I might change that here later when I get some more CP. I've got 20 into mighty, increasing my physical damage, just your raw physical damage. 9 into precise strikes, increased damage by weapon crit, which is very good, even though in PvP, people can resist critical strikes. But it's very handy anyway. This here is perfect for PvP, piercing, ignoring armor from physical attacks. If you were purely a PvP player, I'd probably only focus on mighty and piercing here. That way you get, I mean, you could run into somebody in heavy armor and just rip right through it. It's great. That's also why I run maces instead of swords or anything like that, is the armor ignore. Alright, so in the warrior, on the steed, I've got 12 in the medium armor focus for a 4% armor increase. It's a little helpful, not noticeable with my low CP right now. In the lady, I have Hardy. I'm running Hardy, Elemental Defender, and Thick Skin, which is very good for fighting magic builds. Also, the NPCs in Cyrodiil, and even in the IC, are they spam a lot of Elemental and AoE, so that's very good for that. And that's champion points. That's the build there. It's just a stam NightBlade. I'm an Imperial. Here's my raw stats there. I do run drinks on this build here. Run just the Cyrodiilic Field Brew, simply because I don't have a Provisioner right now. And then I run the Battle Draughts for Brutality, Regen, and Max Stam back. So that's that. And like I said, I'll do a completed one whenever I get to Vet 16, I'll finish it up with a max in-game. Anyway. Sorry about that, and I will be back to broadcast here shortly.